Welcome. I'm Scott McNeese, Director of Voice Technology for ArcX Labs. I believe giving a demo should be a fun experience. It's all about sharing your enthusiasm with your audience. However, if it's not enjoyable for you, it probably won't be enjoyable to them. Today, I want to give you some tips on demonstrating EveryWord using the ArcX Development Kit. Frankly, it is one of the most enjoyable solutions I've ever demonstrated because it nearly always wows the audience. But like most people, I always feel some stress before a demo. I have found practice and consistency can quickly transform my stress into enthusiasm. My goal for these sessions is to give you guidance on how to demonstrate EveryWord in an effective and consistent manner that minimizes real-world uncertainty and the potential of a gaffe. If you will be demonstrating EveryWord performance using Alexa, you will require a reliable internet connection. While an Ethernet connection avoids the complexity of Wi-Fi login and the risk of wireless interference, many rooms no longer have Ethernet jacks available. If you think the room will have an active Ethernet jack, then bring a cable and a USB to Ethernet adapter. However, as a backup, I recommend you always set up your dev kit to work with your phone's hotspot as well. Assuming an Ethernet connection will not be available, I recommend either bringing a cellular modem, hotspot, or phone with hotspot, even if the host says you will be able to access their Wi-Fi. By default, the dev kit is in 2x mono mode. That means both right and left channel stereo content is being mixed into a single mono stream so that no content is absent when you play it out of a single speaker. While mono is fine for most demos, if the target application is stereo, you can easily demonstrate stereo by either procuring a second mic speaker or plugging an amplified stereo speaker, like a Bluetooth speaker, into the dev kit's line out connector. You'll also need to change the number of RX channels to 2 on the EWM configuration page. You can contact support@arcxlabs.com for details on how to do this. While the demo process is relatively simple, it is important to practice in advance so you will be confident and consistent in your methods. Most critical is knowing the performance limits of EveryWord in terms of noise and playback level and distance. Having to reduce noise or playback level or distance to get a demo to work is always a very negative experience for the audience. In contrast, initially working flawlessly and only failing later when the audience asks you to increase noise or playback level or distance is usually very well accepted. While EveryWord is exceptionally tolerant to room acoustics, it's still a good idea to practice in a room with similar or worse acoustics to the demo venue, if you're fortunate enough to know what that's going to be. For example, don't practice in a cushy bedroom with little reverberation if the demo will be in a glass-walled conference room. It's also good to use the same internet connection method you will in the actual demo when you're practicing, whether it be using your phone as a hotspot or a cellular modem or hotspot. Tip: have a backup plan for internet connection and use it when practicing for the demo. Even if the customer says you will be able to use their office Wi-Fi or Ethernet, have a backup and use it in your practice session. Tip: select the utterances you want to use and stick to them. While theoretically you could use a different utterance each time throughout the demo, I suggest you select a handful of short utterances with short responses from Alexa and only use them. Consistency is your best defense against the unexpected. Utterances I typically use include: Alexa, say hi. Alexa, spell purple. Alexa, what time is it? Under severe noise and playback conditions, some utterances are more challenging than others for Alexa to understand, and the actual demo is not the best time to experiment. Tip: select the noise file you want to use in advance and practice with it. I typically use a recording of a championship soccer match because many audiences realize it includes some of the most challenging interferers, including competing talker, the announcer that is, and changing noise, referred to as non-stationary noise, with wide dynamic range. The demo will also work well with simpler stationary sounds like blowers, air conditioners, microwaves, dishwashers, and such, but this is less challenging and may not impress more knowledgeable audiences. To get a noise file of the soccer game, or a file you think will be a closer match to your customer's application, reach out to support@arcxlabs.com. Here's another tip. For your barge-in demo, select a song in advance and practice with it. Pick an upbeat tune that will not be controversial and the audience will enjoy. Maybe something that will pick up your spirits too. Avoid your favorite heavy metal, hard rock, or classical tune and pick a pop tune with broader appeal. I often use Señorita by Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello, but pick something you and others will like. This tip is optional, but I highly recommend it. Use a music service that allows you to play a specific song under the control of Alexa. This allows you to adjust volume, content, and playback with your voice without having to run back to your laptop each time. I recommend Amazon Music Unlimited, which is available free for 90 days for new subscribers. Note that EveryWord is tuned to be much louder than some other smart speakers, so you'll probably not want to demonstrate at any higher volume level than 8 using Alexa. And most importantly, while practicing, try different distances, noise, and playback levels until you feel comfortable with what reliably works, and make note of it. Ideally, demos should be performed in an acoustically controlled environment that blocks outside sounds and has controlled reverberation, like this listening room we use for acoustic testing. If you have access to such a space, go for it. But most demos are given in conference rooms like this one in our San Jose facility. Now I'm switching my microphone from the listening room to the conference room in our San Jose facility. Notice how much noisier it is and how much my voice reverberates off the walls. Take 7, starting with Argent. Alexa, set volume to 5. Modern conference rooms are one of the most acoustically challenging demonstration venues in that they often have glass walls that let outside sound in, including traffic and other outdoor or office noises, noisy climate control, and are often very reverberative. You can't control these things, so the best defense is to be consistent in how you demo and to allow for the more challenging environment. EveryWord will handle these acoustic challenges much better than conventional solutions, but no solution is bulletproof. If you practice in a quieter, less reverberative environment, you may want to be less aggressive in the actual demo. First, select the optimal location for the dev kit and its speaker. Here's a tip. Place the dev kit away from people, air conditioning vents, open doorways, and potential sources of undesired sound. If people must be seated near the dev kit, they should be part of your own team, and they should know not to move about or make noise during the demonstration. Another tip, place the dev kit towards one end of the room to permit maximum distance between the demonstrator and the dev kit. Common locations are one end of the conference table or a credenza, if there is one, at the very end of the room against the wall. Tip, place noise sources about 1 meter from the dev kit. Closer than 1 meter may degrade algorithm performance as it's designed for far field, not close up. Farther than 1 meter will not necessarily improve performance, and having just 1 meter spacing shows off EveryWord's superior capability. Tip, seat key audience members near the noise speaker so they will recognize how loud the noise is relative to the demonstrator's speech. Tip, aim the noise speaker directly at the dev kit. While EveryWord is very effective in suppressing diffuse and reflected sound, doing this will tell the audience the dev kit is being subjected to the speaker's full noise intensity. Another tip, adjust speaker volume to a level you know will work consistently with Alexa, even if there happens to be some unexpected ambient noise present. It is much better to increase noise level later in the demo than to have to turn the noise level down because Alexa fails in the first part of your demonstration. Now I'll describe my typical demo sequence, but of course you may want to customize the demo based on your customer's areas of interest. Tip, start with Alexa demo even if your customer is most interested in voice mode for human-to-human communication. Even if your customer does not intend to use Alexa voice service, it is the easiest way for them to experience EveryWord's noise suppression and AEC performance. And the performance is equally applicable to other voice agents or edge-based interaction using sensory or other technologies, and human-to-human communication. Then, if the customer is also interested in human-to-human, aka voice mode, you can follow with more complex demonstrations. Here's my first tip for actual demonstration. Start by demonstrating operating range with no noise. This will confirm everything is working properly without you having to annoy your audience with noise. And it'll also allow them to contrast between quiet and noise. To keep this video brief, I'm going to skip this step and start with demonstrating with noise. However, just follow the same procedure for your no noise demo. Turn on the noise speaker whose volume you have adjusted in advance. Stand about 1 meter away from the dev kit, facing it. Tip: let the noise play about 20 seconds before engaging with Alexa the first time. The first time EveryWord hears a new noise or an old noise in a new environment, it classifies it and learns how to optimally suppress it. Alexa, say hi.
Hi.
Walk another meter away from the dev kit, stop, face it, and speak the utterance you have selected. Tip: always stop and face the dev kit before speaking to it. One of EveryWord's unique capabilities is that it constantly is analyzing and adapting to the acoustic environment of the room. And you want to avoid the slightly degraded performance that occurs while EveryWord is adapting. Continue to move about a meter away from the dev kit at a time, always stopping and facing it before speaking. In this video, I have placed blue masking tape strips at 1 meter intervals from the dev kit to give you better perspective of the room. However, I'm not suggesting you need to do this. In this video, when my back is all the way against the back wall, I'm about 5 meters from the dev kit. If you have a larger space, EveryWord will work great and be even more impressive. But rooms large enough to demonstrate at more than 5 to 9 meters are quite rare. The shorter distances are fine, though it just means noise and playback can be louder in the demo. Now let's demonstrate barge-in performance. In the noise suppression demo, we increase distance as a means to make the demo more and more challenging. This avoided having to go back to the noise speaker to repeatedly increase its volume. However, for barge-in, you can increase the playback volume using Alexa commands, so I recommend a different demo sequence. For barge-in, I suggest starting 1 meter away, then going all the way to the back of the room, and then having Alexa increase the volume in steps to increase the challenge. Here's a tip. Before starting playback, set the playback volume to 4 or 5 and confirm it is correctly set. You can do this by saying, Alexa, set volume to 4. Then, Alexa, what is your volume? Volume 4 or 5 is reasonably loud, but gives you headroom to increase volume by several more steps to make it really, really loud. By the end of the demo, I have typically increased the volume to 7 or 8. I recommend 7 max, unless you are confident 8 will work in your demo environment. Remember, the farther you will be from the dev kit, the lower your maximum playback volume should be. Alexa, set volume to 5. Next, ask Alexa to play your song of choice while facing the dev kit about 1 meter
Alexa,
away.
Play Señorita by Shawn Mendes.
Here's Señorita by Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello on Amazon Music.
Tip: when first starting playback, allow about 20 seconds before interacting with Alexa. The first time EveryWord plays back in a new acoustic environment, it must model the echo path in order to cancel all echo. This is called AEC adaptation. If you already played content during setup, this is not technically required, but I believe it is a good habit to form. Issue a command to show that Alexa can hear you during playback, then walk to the back of the room, face the dev kit, and repeat.
Alexa, what is your volume?
This device is at volume 5.
Alexa, volume up.
Now, alternately say, Alexa volume up, followed by, Alexa, what is your volume? This will show Alexa understood the command and has adjusted playback volume up. Continue this until you're at the maximum demo volume you have predetermined.
Volume up. Alexa, what is your volume?
This device is at volume 7.
Alexa, spell purple.
Purple is spelled P-U-R-P-L-E.
Alexa, volume up. Alexa, what is your volume?
This device is at volume 8.
Alexa, say hi.
Hi there.
Alexa, say hi.
Hi there.
Alexa, stop.
This is a good time to explain to your audience what ducking is and how not needing ducking demonstrates the superior bargain performance of EveryWord. What is ducking? You have probably noticed as soon as Alexa or Google has heard the wake word, the device's playback volume goes down or ducks. This is because while wake word engines have been finely tuned for detection even in the presence of loud playback, the automatic speech recognition or ASR performed on the cloud is statistically much less accurate and prone to echo-induced errors. That is why voice agents always cut the volume of playback once the trigger word is detected, so they can better understand the utterance that follows. However, EveryWord's bargain performance is so strong, ducking is not required. This is due to the 12 AECs, each that can be assigned to a unique audio path between each mic and each speaker. Most other solutions only have 1 or 2 AECs, regardless of the number of mics or speakers. The simplest way to explain and demonstrate this is to quickly say Alexa followed by a command, not allowing Alexa time to duck the output. I usually conclude my bargain demonstration with this explanation and demonstration of having no speech gap between Alexa and the command that follows. Alexa, time.
It's 2:58 p.m.
Alexa, time.
It's 2:59 p.m.
Alexa, time.
The time is 2:59 p.m.
Alexa, time.
It's 2:59 p.m.
As you've just seen for yourself, our EveryWord far-field technology significantly outperforms other companies' offerings in the areas of distance, in the presence of audio path obstructions, and in very challenging environments with loud competing noise sources. Best of all, our feature-rich, flexible, high-performance technology can easily be built into your audio solution using our production-ready hardware and software modules for both human-to-human or human-to-machine speech recognition. If you want to put it to the test yourself, you can order our EveryWord AVS Dev Kit at arcxlabsshop.com. Thank you.